I'm Ashley Bearmeyer.
And I'm Anjanae Whitson, and this is LBTV News. Last weekend, I had the opportunity to visit the Science Olympiad, where middle and high school students show off their best labs. Last weekend, students from high school and middle schools across the state met on March 11th in the Link Sports Arena to compete in the Southern Illinois Regional Science Olympiad.
There were forensics events where they were trying to solve a crime. There was a food lab where they were trying to determine the nutritional value of a bag of chips. All sorts of events were going on all over campus.
The competitions include a series of 23 events for each division, and each year the theme and focus changes to represent a different type of science.
You got to know all your data. Like I did all building events, so you got to know what type, like how much pressure you have to have, like all that kind of stuff, like how many turns on the rubber band to get the helicopter to stay in the air the longest and all that kind of stuff.
It takes a long time to build the machine. It probably took about a week or so to get it all together.
One thing that I really enjoyed was the award ceremony. So we had 600 high school students packed into the bottom floor of our auditorium. And so they were winning medals, and we hand out medals for 1st through 6th place for high school and 1st through 4th place in junior high. So we had all sorts of students full of these science medals, just as happy as can be, who enjoyed their time at Lindenwood and had a great Saturday doing science.
For LBTV News, I'm Anjanae Whitson.
Lindenwood ended its last speaker series with retired FBI profiler Candace DeLong. Students were able to learn about Candace's firsthand experience as an FBI agent. Shaq Shanks attended and has the story.
Wednesday night on March 8th, former FBI agent Candace DeLong came out to talk with Lindenwood criminal justice majors and the community in the Lindenwood Belleville Auditorium. She shared her experience as an FBI agent and how she got where she is today.
I was listening to someone who actually took pride in her work. As I thanked her for her service, she looked like she could still get out there and do the job. But I'm definitely glad that I came.
Students and members of the Belleville community were able to take a peek into what it all comes down to when you become an FBI agent.
I used to be a nurse. I was a nurse for 10 years, and then I became an FBI agent, and I did that for 20 years and was involved in a lot of interesting things. And what I hope the audience took away tonight is you can do anything. If I can do it, you can do it.
This is Shaq Shanks with LBTV News.
Downtown Belleville has added something new to its tourist attractions with a coffee shop, Balanced Coffee and Tea. Ashley Brandmeyer made a visit to find out what makes this specific shop so unique.
Coffee seems to be an important part of people's lives. For a long time, Belleville didn't have very many options for coffee. After leaving Belleville for work years ago, Marshall Morris came home to open Balanced Coffee and Tea.
I'm Marshall, and I'm the owner of Balanced Coffee and Tea. I worked for the railroad for 15 years and decided that I didn't want to do that and be on call 24/7 for the rest of my life. So I left the railroad and started doing bicycle deliveries in Seattle and started my morning every day at a coffee shop. And the manager said, "Would you like to learn coffee?" And I said, "Certainly."
The people of Belleville are thrilled to have a coffee shop nearby, and it's clear why.
Well, I've lived in Belleville my whole life, grown up here, and I just think it's great to have a place like this here. I've been to a lot of different states and places that have had cool coffee places like this, but it's kind of a new thing for Belleville and kind of impressive, so that's been really cool.
Though the railroad and coffee might not seem to have much in common, Balanced Coffee has seamlessly combined the two by renovating an old train depot.
It's a beautiful location. We really want it to be kind of a community generating space, and it seems to be what the people want. They're very thankful that we're here. That's kind of like the funniest thing, is that people literally thank us for opening up.
Be sure to check out Balanced Coffee and Tea, located on South Illinois Street in Belleville. For LBTV News, I'm Ashley Brandmeyer.
We'll be right back after this short break on LBTV News.
Every time I hear the alarm bell go off in school, I think it's an air raid.
A lot of houses in our neighborhood have been destroyed. I like to close my ears and sing songs whenever the bombs come close.
I'm worried our new neighbors won't like us.
But I know it's all gonna be worth it. I just want my family to be safe. But these are not my words.
These are not my words.
These are not my words.
Welcome back to LBTV News. Students at Lindenwood Belleville are always given opportunities to prepare for their future. Raven LaFleur attended our Dress for Success workshop here on campus to learn more about dressing professionally.
I'm here today because I am trying my best to help educate the guys and the girls of Lindenwood campus on how to both prepare, dress, and then execute an interview appropriately.
The Academic Success Center teamed up with Men's Warehouse to show Lindenwood students how to properly dress for an interview. From do's and don'ts to picking out the perfect tie, Josh Farmer covered all the details of appropriate attire and hopes to give you a chance of a successful interview.
The presentation itself really does a good job of covering all the basic details while delving a little bit deeper into what is appropriate in terms of a business formal interview and then a business casual interview.
I think dressing professionally is important because it shows that you actually care enough to look good for the interview. I learned to dress professionally, and I also learned not to wait till the last minute to find a suit to wear.
There's a lot of small details that people are aware of, but at the same time they overlook or neglect it. And then there's also small details that they just haven't really considered before. Altogether, it does build into a solid background for helping the students understand going into an interview, here's what I need to do before, here's what I need to do in terms of how to look for it, and then here's what I need to do in the interview itself.
If you would like more information on the topic, contact the Student Success Center for more help. Reporting for LBTV News, I'm Raven LaFleur.
This past weekend, the NCAA Women's Frozen Four Ice Hockey Tournament was held at the Family Arena in St. Charles, Missouri. Brendan Overton was there and spoke with coaches and players about how they feel the tournament has impacted them.
This past weekend, Lindenwood University hosted the 2017 NCAA Women's Frozen Four at the Family Arena in St. Charles. The finalists included University of Wisconsin, Boston College, University of Minnesota, and Clarkson University. The crowd was electric, the atmosphere was impressive, and the event overall was a huge success.
Thank Lindenwood and the St. Louis community for supporting the tournament and hosting a wonderful event. I was part of the committee that selected Lindenwood, and hopefully this will help people that maybe haven't seen Division I women's hockey that came out and had an opportunity to watch, help us grow our game.
Friday night's semifinals started with Wisconsin and Boston College. The goaltending was phenomenal, and it looked to be a scoreless game heading into overtime, but with 16 seconds left, Wisconsin scored to knock off the Eagles and advance to the national championship game. Immediately following, Clarkson and Minnesota battled to see who would take on the Badgers. Goals were much less scarce in this game as each team scored once in the first two periods, but a two-goal third would advance Clarkson to the finals. In Sunday's final, if you looked at the shot clock, you would have thought that the game was a blowout in Wisconsin's favor, but thanks to a 43-shot shutout by Shea Tilley, Clarkson came out on top 3-0 to win their second national title in 4 years.
Just seeing the clock tick down from I remember about 6 seconds, and it was just, there's really no words to describe it, just seeing all the girls come towards me and stuff, I don't even know what to say, it was just amazing.
With LBTV News, I'm Brendan Overton.
When we return, Shaq Shanks will join us at the desk for this week's activities report.
I'm a retired school psychologist, and helping people was my thing.
I was very independent and thought I could take care of myself. I fell and I had to have Meals on Wheels.
After my stroke, when Meals on Wheels started, I was on the other end of the stick, so to speak.
Meals on Wheels, coming to my door as someone who's housebound, having someone check on me, assures me that I'm not forgotten.
Meals on Wheels has given me a mode of freedom that I wouldn't have otherwise.
We're the clients.
We are the clients.
We are the clients of Meals on Wheels.
America, let's do lunch.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
I'm Shaq Shanks, and here's this week's activities report. Tonight, the Black Student Union will be hosting their 3rd annual Apollo Night in the auditorium. Students will have the opportunity to share their many talents. Please make sure to dress to impress. This Thursday, the Lindenwood Athletics Department will be hosting a Special Olympics from 6 to 8 p.m. in the main gym. Athletes will be guided through flag football, soccer, and other athletic stations, led by LU coaches, athletes, and students. Check-in starts in at 5:45 p.m. in the gym. Saturday, Lindenwood will be hosting an open house for prospective undergrad students. Check-in for prospective undergrads starts at 8 a.m. If you're a transfer student, you're invited to come tour the campus Thursday, April 6th. Also, Saturday morning, Optimus Park will be hosting the Royal Family Kids Camp Run 5K. The run will take place from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Contact Ashley Crompton if you have any questions at 618-267-6745. The Belleville mayoral debate will be taking place between current city clerk Dallas Cook and current Belleville mayor Mark Eckert next Tuesday in the Lindenwood Auditorium. You can also watch it live here on LBTV at 7 p.m.
I'm Ashley Brandmeier.
And I'm Anjanae Whitson. See you next time on LBTV News.